Come back into our V shape. Let's do a few small plies to feel. We can get the kneecaps oriented and see that as they bend. Little trickier to keep all that kneecap thigh bone rotation, straightening the legs when we're upright versus folded over like we warmed up with. So feel we're working those deep hip rotators pretty hard to straighten and keep the spiral. Yeah. And then can we feel like we're actually keeping that intensity of work in the rotators as we come into our plie and stay. If we don't stay really active here, those knees are gonna fall in at some point. So staying active, picking up one foot behind the other ankle. And let's just do a few backward presses of that bent leg, looking for that feeling of the ankle staying behind the other ankle. Sliding straight back. Yeah, so we've got standing hip working rotation the whole time to be stable, and then working that free leg rotation the whole time, always trying to increase it. And then hold it back there, and let's just give it a few pulses. So wherever you've started feeling the work, from holding the rotation and pressing back, just really dig in right there for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold that squeeze. We're gonna seesaw our whole shape. Maybe we get sternum to the back of the chair, and then we come upright. Keep that ankle back away from the other ankle because we're just keeping this seat activation on lock. Yeah, so the standing hip has a lot of freedom of motion as we seesaw over it. Other one is super held. Good. Next time we go forward, let's stay. And now let's take that carve around to the side. So we're getting our hip crease and then wrap the ankle back behind the tailbone. Inhale, slide side. Exhale, wrap back, squeeze the glute. Really open up that hip crease again. And as we worked on in detail, we're staying long through the waist, long through the sit bone, even as we fold that hip. Good, good. All right, next time we get out to the side, pause. 1 inch toward the floor, 1 inch toward the ceiling. Just 7, 6, 5, gorgeous. 4, 3, 2, hold it, wrap it around behind you. Take a moment to really squeeze that glute. Gives us a little relief on the muscle that was just working. 1 inch toward the floor, 1 inch toward the ceiling. And up, down, and up. Good. 6, 5, abs are hugging up and in. 3, 2, hold. One more round. Carving side, wrapping back, squeeze, carving side, wrap back, squeeze. 2 more, side and back, side and hold just 4 times. 1 inch to the floor, 1 inch to the ceiling. 3, 2, hold it up, wrap it around behind you, squeeze your glute as hard as you can. 1 inch to the floor, 1 inch to the ceiling. 3, 2, hold it. All right, somebody catches your ankle and pulls it back toward that opposite wall. Stretch the leg as long as you can. Good, keep all that activation as we lift the chest, get as tall as we can without that toe landing. Same side arm can reach forward, other arm can reach side. 1 more full breath in, grow tall, and release out of there. Amazing, yeah, nice Sherry, awesome Karen. Let's pedal a bit, shall we? Whole footprint stays on the ground, so the knee alternation creates maximum hip movement here. Yes, good. Let's give ourselves just one big cat stretch. You might step in a little bit so you can really pull the tailbone under and get a nice curve in the low back. Then let's roll up from there. Before we do the other side, grab your ball real quick. And we're just gonna do 1 30-second max squeeze. So take a second with a light hold on the ball. Find your nice wide sit bones, tall posture, shoulders low and wide. And then let's start to hug into the ball. And have the idea that you're just constantly trying to squeeze tighter. Even if we think we're at 100%, there's usually a little bit more available. So just keep looking for that, but we're still breathing. And the corset is wrapped tight. And we're so easy and relaxed on top. Keep turning up the intensity. Should feel like your knees are about to touch in there. 10 seconds to make it so. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, little tighter if you can. Breathing. 3, 2, 1. Ease on out. Gorgeous. All right, let's come back up for a second side. Okay, we're in our V. As the thigh bones wrap in their spiral, feel how that helps to gather the sit bones in around the tail. So that's part of our engaged pelvic floor in our tall standing. And because we're just doing these small little plies, keeping the heels fully anchored, you can keep that feeling of the sit bones being hugged together. If we're going for a deep plie or a squat, that's when they have to really release apart, but just keep everything gathered in as we do these micro plies, working the turnout. And then go ahead and keep that knee bend. And let's pick up our foot of the second side. And let's start with that slide directly back and tap in. Maybe exhale for the slide, inhale, gather. And again, the standing leg, that kneecap, we are very deliberately pushing it out over the second, third toes. That keeps that hip release stable. Yeah, and then this moving leg just constantly trying to spiral more. All right, let's keep it back at the back of the press. We should feel what's working by now, so let's give that specific place a little pulse. While we stay tall, tail is rooted toward the ground. Beautiful, we've got 8. Nice, Margaret. 7, 6, 5, getting ready to hold it in 3, 2. All right, squeeze, hold that so tight, and let's get into our seesaw forward. And as we come up tall, that ankle stays far from the other ankle. Yeah, that's it, Lorene. Nice, Susan. And up. Gorgeous, Sam. Nice line in that arabesque. Good. Couple more. Beautiful balance, Melissa. Next time we're forward, we're going to stay forward. Let's give it a few pulses just to be sure we have the legs suspended as high as we possibly can. Yeah. And then let's stay on that high plane as we carve it around to the side and wrap it around to the back. Squeeze that glute. Deep hip crease. And then hip fully opening up. Yes. Gorgeous. And it's totally fine if you feel like your whole torso is rotating open to the side a little bit. Whatever helps you get that hip mobility. 2. And next time we go to this side, we're going to stay and go 1 inch toward the floor. Ceiling. Floor. Ceiling. Yes, nice control. You might glance at that standing knee. It's still looking at the second toe at least. Last 3. 2. Hold it up and carve it around to the back. Take a moment to get that full glute squeeze. Hip creases open and floor, ceiling, floor, ceiling. Good. Maybe a little exhale with each squeeze lift. Last 4, 3, 2. Good. Carve it around to the side. Wrap it back again. Just 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Beautiful, nice high leg there. Awesome, Susan. And then bring it around, hold, floor and ceiling just for 4, 3, 2, 1. Wrap it around behind us, get that glute squeeze, and just 4, 3, 2, and hold it up. Ooh, second side is a doozy. Let's lengthen that leg back behind us. And then make it even longer. And then we can float up through the chest. toe hovers, same side arm reach, other arm side. Inhale the crown at least a ½ inch up toward the ceiling, and exhale, close in. Amazing. Take whatever stretch your hips are kindly requesting or yelling about, as the case may be. And really blow out as you're stretching. Follow your exhales all the way to the end. Good, good.